I just want to tell you Mike's story because when I'm thinking about starting Manna Church, I'm thinking about guys like Mike. He was a career military, Air Force, and he had given his life to his career. And he woke up one morning in January and his life began to fall apart because his wife told him she wanted a divorce, told him she was going to take his kids. Mike realized that he had messed up in a big way by giving himself completely over to his career. And so Mike went into a deep depressive state. He ended up making a plan to take his own life. And after he had made that plan, he got a piece of mail from Manna Church. And that piece of mail said, "This piece of mail can change your life." And then he flipped it over and said, "A piece of mail can't change your life, but we know someone who can. Why don't you come to service this Sunday, and we'd love to introduce you to him." And so Mike said, "I'm gonna give life one more shot." And so he showed up to Manna Church's grand opening on January 21st. He was greeted by people who had signs out in the parking lot in the middle of a blizzard, and they were welcoming him. They gave him a hot cup of coffee. They took care of his kids in children's ministry. And for the first time, he heard the good news that Jesus loved him enough to give his life for him on the cross, and that if he builds his life on the foundation of Jesus, then it can change his life too. So when we talk about why we would move from Colorado Springs to Clarksville, Tennessee, it's because we know that there's guys like Mike and gals like Mike right here in Clarksville who need the hope of Jesus, need a community of people who are going to love on them, meet them in their place of need, introduce them to Jesus, and help them walk out a life of devotion to Jesus. And we want to be that church for people here in Clarksville.